Intermediate level Banff hammer workout number 1. Here's what we're gonna do. First, the differences between the intermediate level and the beginner level are gonna be, there are gonna be a couple of them. Thing number 1, you might see a couple more different sizes of hammer in these workouts. If you have one hammer, don't sweat this. You can use whatever kind of you got in the tank. So if you have a pair of dumbbells, when we start talking about 2 10s, a 10 in each hand, dumbbells are fine, or you can find kind of any little thing. You can always buy more hammers, but that's not the point of this. We just start seeing a little bit more dynamic of a warm-up when it comes to this intermediate stuff. Secondly, we're going to see things broken into a couple of pieces. We might have some additional ab work in the intermediate level that we don't have in the beginner level. So don't sweat all that stuff. If these end up being too hard, you just break them up. That's fine. Don't sweat it. All right, thing number 1. We're going to do the warm-up. We got 3 movements. We're going to take these for 3 rounds, okay? You got some double 10-pounder TikTok curls, okay? So starting on one side, up and over, boom, TikTok curls, there we go. We've got an offset single leg deadlift with the heaviest hammer that you've got, okay? And then we're gonna do some deep lunge to toe tap. And this is one of the movements where you see the use of the hammer as a block. So 1 foot up on the hammer, the other knee dropping down past the level of the foot that's elevated into a nice deep lunge, pop up, quick TikTok, and then drop it back down. You're gonna take those for 3 rounds, and we're gonna take something like 10 to 12 reps of each of those. Practice. We're gonna be moving into a chop lunge to balance. And this, the purpose of this 15-minute practice is to get to the point where you're starting in a deep lunge position with the hammer up on your shoulder, standing, chopping onto one leg, and then returning to that lunge position without needing to put your other foot down. Highly recommend doing this on the flat surface, because if you got an uneven yard or an uneven driveway, it's just gonna make it more difficult. Give yourself 3 to 4 reps of each movement per side, and then switch. 3 to 4, switch, 3 to 4, switch, 3 to 4. That's a great way to break up this 15-minute session. Then we start working into this training session where we're gonna see less of a straightforward training that we did in the beginning. We're gonna see incorporating more hit sets, more individual type stuff. So in this one, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take 4 rounds of 30 pull over walking lunges. It's a great one to take out in the street or in the backyard. So pull over to lunge, pull over to lunge. You're gonna count each pull over to get you to 30. We're not looking at long count. That's 60 lunges, that's nuts. But 30 pull over walking lunges, put your hammer down, sprint to the place where you started, back to the hammer, place where you started, and back. Okay, that's gonna get you 1 round, all right? You're gonna do that 4 times. The goal, 90 seconds in between each one. We've got an incredible heart rate spike with that sprint, and then a more slow and deliberate pull over to lunge, pull over to lunge. So 90 seconds, you might not feel ready to start going again, but it's important to remember that just because you feel tired doesn't mean you are. Worth throwing out there. So you're gonna get that for 4 rounds. Then we're gonna move into a hit set. You're gonna do this for between 2 and 4 rounds. This is gonna be a little bit longer, but a hit set, for those of you who don't know, 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest. There are a couple of great timing apps. I prefer Gym Boss that will play the beeps over top of your music. So you just set that up. 45 seconds of rest. 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest. I'm gonna go 45 seconds of swings on the right side, move right into 45 seconds of presses after the 15-second rest, then go left side swings, left side presses. That's 1 round. Okay, then give yourself the 15 seconds rest. If you can, go right into the 2nd round. If not, you can extend that rest, okay? Because the purpose of a hit set is to be hovering right around 80% of your maximum exertion. So if you need a longer rest in between rounds, it's gonna be totally fine. Anywhere between 2 sets through and 4 sets through. 4 sets is gonna be the goal, but if you're just getting started with this stuff, 2 sets might be a big win, all right? That's your hit set. And then the last thing we're gonna do is 2 different sets of a Banff hammer plank. Now, if you've never done a Banff hammer plank before, they're a lot of fun. They're also really, really challenging, because what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be taking the plank that you might be used to and unilaterally loading it. And what that means is we're gonna be primarily moving all of the weight, all of the press into one side of your body. So for this Banff hammer plank, you've got one hand on the head of your hammer. I'm just using a 10 here. The other hand is going to be out here on the pommel, and you have to keep that pommel up off the ground. So there's a lot of push going into this side, almost no push going in over here. So you're having to unilaterally load across your body, right? It's actually a pretty heavy chop style workout that we got going here. So you're going to throw 45 seconds on, give yourself a shakeout, then switch hands. Which hand is on the head, which hand is on the pommel. Go again. Try and keep as little rest as possible between the two of them, but I understand after a workout like this, you're going to be dealing with a lot of shoulder fatigue, things like that. So that's what you're working with. Again, if you want to take a look at what the video looks like to see what these movements look like, follow along with a full round of each of these. We are going to be filming those, putting them out on the email, so head over to bamfhammer.com, sign up to get the emails, or you can just DM me in the message, brain fart, Instagram. Just DM me with your email address and I can get you on that drip. Take some video. If you have questions as to whether or not you're doing things right, shoot it to me and we'll take a look at it. I'll break some things down. Maybe we'll do some live type stuff moving on in the future. Who knows? The world is our oyster that stays inside. So yeah, happy hammering. Let us know how it goes. The more feedback you can give us on this stuff, the better. So if there's not enough information in the breakdown, if you genuinely don't know what I'm talking about, please comment on the videos and let me know how we can be doing better, because the goal is to keep you from going insane.